Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and this is another film review. Today we'll be talking about Tobias Lindholm's The Good Nurse on Netflix. So let's get started. So The Good Nurse is about a male nurse who has a history of killing patients without a trace. And this is based on a true story. Charles Cullen, played by the great Eddie Redmayne. He has been hopping a lot of hospitals. None of the hospitals investigates it properly to identify him as the main culprit. Instead, the hospitals try to save their own reputation. The female nurse in this film, played by Jessica Chastain, who is Amy, is a friend of Charles Cullen, or rather becomes a friend of Charles Cullen or Eddie Redmayne as soon as he joins the Parkfield Hospital in New Jersey, where Amy works. Initially, the tone is set about someone who is working long hours in a hospital. She has a heart condition and needs to work for at least a year so that she is able to reap the benefits of her health insurance. In the meantime, Eddie Redmayne as Charles Cullen joins as a male nurse to accompany Jessica or Amy in her work, in her long hours. The entire story revolves around how Charles Cullen is identified as the one who has been killing patients without any trace in almost all the hospitals that he has been working till now, at least for a couple of years. So we know what the story is and we know what's going to happen. Yet, I was drawn into the story, and to be honest, it was an interesting watch. First of all, Eddie Redmayne is an adored actor, an admired actor, and his role as Newt Scamander has been wonderful. He is a great performer, great actor, and he has been working in some really good movies. If you remember, he played the role of Stephen Hawking. He was absolutely flawless in that movie. And apart from that, he has been playing the role of Newt Scamander in the Fantastic Beast series, and he has been absolutely adorable. In this movie, as a male nurse and as a very, very cold blooded killer, he has been absolutely phenomenal. There are some scenes which, if you watch very carefully, it would give shit scare to you. His performance as someone who doesn't blink in killing a patient and who is very, very shrewd and clever in killing the patients without a trace. And even though he does all of this to stay calm, to be normal, to behave normally with his colleagues, his friend who he has befriended, and to be absolutely normal even after doing all of this, that conviction has been just engulfed by this actor, and it's just amazing about how he pulls it off so well. In terms of Amy, the female protagonist, she has been able to show her vulnerability very, very well. And I have always admired her performances. I was a big fan since I watched her first movie, which was based on Osama bin Laden's hunt, because she was the one who doesn't know that his this colleague of hers, he is the one who has been committing murders, who has been committing this crime, and nobody knows about it. It's only when the cops come in and you know have a conversation with her and then let her know that this is what it is. Talking about the storyline, I think everybody knows about the story. We know that this is about a killer. This film is about a killer who was caught after some point of time. But we don't know how it happened and how the moment arrived when he was caught, when he was identified as the one who was killing, patients. So the build up, the tension that is been built up by Tobias is absolutely great. Um, it's a slow burn. You are slowly drawn into it. There are a couple of situations and instances where you would wonder that why just did this happen, this could have been avoided, but later on the answers are there for you, and to understand that this is the reason why they didn't show it, or this is the reason why they had created this sequence, why they had created that gap. Talking about the performances, I just don't have to say that Eddie Redmayne has been just fantastic. The joy of watching someone who has been playing a very adorable and admirable character in the Fantastic Beasts series turns out to be such a fantastic actor, and he will give you some really really frightening moments in this movie, especially there is a scene where he is being investigated by the New Jersey police, the New Jersey cops, in a room, and he just denies that he has done anything. Those few minutes of denial that he puts up in front of these cops, you should watch it. It's mesmerizing, it's enthralling. Jessica Chastain, as usual, I said, it appears that she has just molded herself into the character of the female nurse who is having cardiomyopathy, doesn't have long to live. The need to carry that burden, yet smiling, and yet to be able to deal with a situation where someone whom she has been believing, whom she has befriended, turns out to be such a cold blooded killer, and how she handles it, and tries to stay calm, and be vulnerable and yet be transparent and strong so that the truth comes out. And overall, at the end of it, what the film tries to say is love is the only medicine, is the only weapon that can make someone shed the skin of evil. The good in you comes out if you offer love to that person. So it's a 2 hour movie, 120 minutes. At some point of time, it does feel stretched, but thanks to the performances, it is worth a watch. You should watch it because I liked it, and personally, I would definitely recommend it. Generally, criminal psychology and films based on criminal psychologies are much more complex, and they take time to suck you in. But this was something which is not very complex. It didn't have very complex plot. Before I go, please subscribe to my channel. Comment down below if you have liked this movie. If you hated it, please do as well. Thank you for all your support. Thank you so much.